Now, in my opinion, this is one of the best Wi-Fi surveillance cameras money can buy, and let me tell you why. I mean, the technology, it's unbelievable how it tracks you, zooms in, pans with a zoom. So now you get why I think that this thing is an amazing camera. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike and you're watching Triple T Acres. Now we do lots of different things on this channel like equipment reviews, tractor reviews, DIY projects, pond maintenance, and a lot of different hobbies that I'd like to share with you, hoping to add entertainment and value to you. Now occasionally we will do tech reviews on this channel, but I am very specific about ones that I do. I want to make sure that they add value to the average homeowner, property owner, or generally anybody. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today, so stick around. Now this video is going to be all about the Reolink TrackMix right over my shoulder here. This is a Wi-Fi camera. Now in my opinion, this is one of the best Wi-Fi surveillance cameras money can buy, and let me tell you why. Now before we go over the details of the camera, I do want to say that Reolink did provide me with the camera. Now, they didn't give me a script or anything like that. They just sent it to me and asked for my honest review. Now, that says a lot about the company. If they're going to send a product to me and give me no script or anything like that, and I don't have to say that I like it, that just says how much confidence they have in their product. They knew that I would like it if they sent it, but rest assured, I am going to give my honest opinion about this because again, there's no strings attached. Now, as you see, the camera is mounted on the wall right behind me. This is not its permanent location. I eventually plan on mounting it really high up above my evening light, but I wanted to put it here for now because I wanted to get you a good look, and I've been testing it out for several weeks so that I can get a full idea of how this camera is going to operate. And I'll just tell you, it has been amazing. Now, years and years ago, I put a surveillance system on my house, and I just can't believe how far technology has gotten. Now, I'm gonna share with you lots of the footage and why I think that this thing is so awesome. So let's get into that. So I wanna show you kind of the main components, and then we'll get into the footage and how this thing operates. But just looking at the front of the camera here, you can see that it has two lenses. One is zoom and one is a wide angle. And I'll show you that. It's super cool. It runs two different views at the same time, and we'll get into that here in a second. Has a flashlight on the front that you can actually control remotely with your cell phone through the app, and then it has infrared for night vision, so there's not just light on all the time. Again, it's a Wi-Fi camera, so you have two Wi-Fi antennas. I'm actually running internet to this from my house that's all the way up there where that white truck is. I have a Wi-Fi extender on that. You got to go check out my other videos on how well that thing works. It's amazing, but that's what's feeding this camera. So it does a great job picking up a Wi-Fi signal as well. Now the power supply that's coming off of it, I have it on the outside of my building here, but again, it's temporary. I wanted to be able to test it out for a while before I decide to put it up higher, but I'll be able to drill a hole through the wall, feed that wire through, and they give you a nice long wire. You see in here, I have it going up to an outlet right there. So all you need is an outlet nearby and a Wi-Fi signal, but you can also run Ethernet cables to it if you want a direct internet connection, and you can actually power over Ethernet as well. Now also put a mini SD card in there, and it's basically a DVR. You can set it up so you can go back and look at any of the footage on it. It's nice because it doesn't record nonstop. It only records when there's motion. And it's pretty wild how it does it. It almost records at all time, but only keeps when there is motion, because when something comes into view, it seems like it goes back in time and you could see it come into view. And I'll show you an example of that here in just a second. But those two lenses are really, really cool. Let me show you some footage right here of a vehicle coming down my driveway. It comes down my driveway, the camera sends me a notification, I click on it, and that vehicle comes into view, and you could see the camera actually zoom into it, which is awesome because you could see license plates better, but it also keeps the wide angle lens to see the whole picture. So if anything else enters the view, you can see that as well. Super neat technology. Another thing that's awesome about that is the camera will follow the motion, so it doesn't just leave the view. Now the cameras that I have on my house, which I eventually would love to upgrade to all Reolink stuff, they stand still, and whenever something leaves the frame, that's all you get to see. You never get to see where they go, where they came from. This camera keeps them in lens at the same time. Here's some other footage of some animals coming into view, and I got a notification on my phone that there was an animal in front of my camera, and these deer were way off in the distance, and the camera actually found them and zoomed into it, and it was super cool how that it does that. So I want to show you a test with the camera. The camera's around this corner here, and I want to step in, cause it to catch my motion. So I'm going to walk pretty far out here, and I will show you the recorded footage of it actually catching me, and watch how it follows me as I step into view. So again, it's over my shoulder. It should catch me anytime. And I'll see if I can guess when it does. It should notify my phone, but pretty quick it'll catch me, and then it will follow me all the way around. And it sends a notification to my phone that says there's been a person detected. Let's see if this thing follows me as I walk. Now, it should be following me with the zoom before the camera actually tilts. Now, right there, the tilt actually happened. It panned across, but the zoom held me longer. I'm gonna continue to walk here. Let's see how well it tracks me. We'll go back the other way, see if it keeps me. And then what's really neat about it too is as you go away from it, now again, the thing, if you could see over my shoulder, the camera hasn't turned yet. It should just have me in the zoom. Now the camera moved. That's what I'm talking about. Now I'll walk further and further away, and the camera will continue to try to zoom in on me to keep me in the frame as best as possible, which is great. So as you can see, I'm pretty far away, and hopefully it's still getting some good footage of me, and eventually it'll stop recording as I step out of view. Now let's do another test. Let's see it detect an animal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my dog, Muzzy. Muzzy, come here, buddy. Come here, bud. And I'm gonna throw a stick out in front of the camera, and he's gonna run out there. And let's see how the camera catches him really quickly, even though he's running. So I'm gonna chuck this thing out there and see if the camera catches him running in the frame. All right, you ready? All right, Muzzy, you ready? Ready, buddy? Go get it. Now the camera should have caught him in frame, and I'm hoping that it's following him because it does a really good job at doing that too. As you can see, it should be following him just like it did me. And now he should be out of frame. Isn't that awesome? I mean, the technology, it's unbelievable how it tracks you, zooms in, pans with a zoom, and all that. So now you get why I think that this thing is an amazing camera, and it's actually really affordable too. And if you want to buy one of these things, check down in the description. I'll have a link to their website, and you can use Triple T Acres in the discount code to get you 5% off of that. Yeah, so I can't get over how awesome this camera is. Another thing it does really well is it gives you a live feed on your phone. It doesn't just record. So at any time you can get on the app, log into it, and get a live feed at all times. Another thing that's really cool is that if you have multiple Reolink cameras, they all go through the app, and you can look at a live feed through all of them individually, or you can look at them all at the same time, kind of like it's a full surveillance system. Really great, super cool. Now let's get into some of the settings. I'm not going to go into detail of what each one does, but I do want to give you a little bit of a brief overview on how the app works and how you navigate through it. So let's do that right now. All right, so we're screen recording. All right, so we get into the Reolink app here. So here's the main screen. Now I have another Reolink camera located back on the back side of my pond, and I can click on that and get a live feed of that. So we'll let that connect. There you have the pond on the back side, and I can click a button right here, and this will show me all of the cameras at the same time. So right here I have the pond, and then the top two are going to be the double lens on that TrackMix camera. You can see it's zoomed into Muzzy there on the side with that second camera, which is pretty cool. But I can go back to the main screen, and then I can click the Barnes camera individually. This is the camera that we've been going over. It's loading the zoom and the wide angle lens. You can see the wide angle lens, Muzzy's in it, and the zoom lens, he's not quite in it just yet. But I can actually move that camera around with this PTZ button here at the bottom. If I click on that, I can actually move that camera around however I like. Really cool setup here. I mean, that's pretty responsive. I move that thing over that way, and it looks that way. So again, as a live view, I can look around anytime to see what's going on my property. Really, really cool. Now I can also zoom. So there's a little button here at the bottom. I can press zoom, and it'll use the zoom lens and zoom in really close to what I'm looking at. So let's take that thing all the way. It's a little bit of delayed reaction, but look how close you can zoom into stuff. We have two buttons up here at the top. Looks like a flashlight, and one looks like an alarm. You can actually press the alarm button, and you could trigger the alarm. And I could hear it. There it goes. That's the alarm. So let's say you just want to let somebody know that you can see them, you can trigger that alarm. Also, right beside it is that flashlight. Now, you're not going to be able to see it here in the daylight, but if I press on that button, it'll actually turn the light on. And nighttime, you could definitely see that. It is a really bright flashlight. Let's press this little gear button and get into the settings here. This is that's where you'll select the Wi-Fi that the camera is using. Go into the display. You can, depending on how you mount the camera, you can flip it to vertical. If you mount the camera upside down, you can actually get the lens to switch for you. And same with horizontal. All right, let's back out of that setting. Into the sounds, you can record audio or not. You can do a sound test, a bunch of different things here. The light, this is the setting for the light. You could do the spotlight. You can have it turn on when it notices someone. You can have it on a timer where it only kicks on at night. You can have it turn on when it's a person or when it's an animal. Infrared lights, that's what turns on nighttime when it doesn't have to shine the light. It'll just be that infrared look. You could share the camera, family member that you want to be able to monitor the camera as well. You can set it up on a time lapse. Let's say you got some building construction going on. You want to set it up and watch that. That's really cool. Now at the very top you can see my storage. I currently have, I want to say it's 120 gig micro SD card that's in there right now. It looks like it's almost maxed all the way out, but the nice thing about that is once it reaches that max, it will then start to overlap and it'll erase the oldest footage and keep the newest footage. Really neat. That's the settings in a quick nutshell. All right, guys, that is a quick review of the Reolink TrackMix Wi-Fi surveillance camera, and you can see why I think this is one of the best cameras money could buy right now. I really have enjoyed it. I'm highly impressed by this camera, and if you are too and you want to purchase one, go check out the links in the description and use that discount code TTACRES to get your 5% off. Guys, if you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, but until next time, we'll see you in the next video.